So what's on the agenda?
We're talking about the first Miss City of Jessup pageant. It's always been, we've had Miss Archfest in the past, and Miss Gina Jeffords has always handled the pageant for the committee, I think with the exception of the first year of Archfest. It was very, very big. Of course, the first year of anything's always big, and I think every year after that, it just kind of, it's hard to get participants in the pageant. And so with it being the 15th year of Archfest this year, we decided to kind of reinvent the pageant a little bit and take it back, and we decided, you know what, we're going to do the Miss City of Jessup. We don't have a Miss City of Jessup, and we feel like the title is something that girls will want, as opposed to maybe Miss Archfest. I think some people get confused and they're not really sure why the title is Miss Archfest. We know, but we just felt Miss City of Jessup might be a little bit more appropriate. And so this year we'll be hosting the first ever Miss City of Jessup pageant.
Okay, when will that be?
It will be September 30th. So we do know that that's homecoming weekend.
It is?
Homecoming football game is the Friday night before. But that's great news for us, because that just means more people. So it'll be that Saturday, September 30th, and it'll start at 5. One age group will start at 5 and one will start at 7. But Debbie and Harriet with the city, they're handling the pageant stuff. I'm not a pageant person, so I'm probably not the best person to talk about the pageant. I'm excited for it, and Debbie has put a lot of hard work into this, so I'm going to let her kind of talk about the pageant and the age groups and what they're scored on. Again, I'm not a big pageant person, so I really don't understand most of it. So I'm going to let Debbie talk about it.
Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, so how we're breaking it down into a 5 o'clock pageant and a 7 o'clock pageant, basically.
On Saturday, September 30th. All right.
On Saturday, September 30th at the high school auditorium. At 5 o'clock, we'll do 0 to 4 to 6 years old. Those age groups. That's 0 to 12 is the baby miss. 13 to 23 months is wee miss. 2 to 3 years is toddler miss, and 4 to 6 is your tiny miss.
Okay, it's 4 different age groups, 6 below.
6, yes.
Okay.
And then we'll do, at 7 o'clock, we'll start 7 to 21 years, the miss group.
All right, so 7 and above. So a 7-year-old would be competing with a 21-year-old, right?
No, it's 7 to 9 is little miss.
9. Okay.
10 to 12 is junior miss. 13 to 15 is your teen miss.
Okay.
And 16 to 21 years, we did a cutoff there because we don't want girls that are 23 and 24 years old, and although they're still in college, competing with a 16-year-old high school student.
Right. 16 to 21, the final age group there, and that will start at 7 with those age groups.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the reason we've cut off and did it that way is because during the day on that Saturday, we're going to have a question-answer period. The teen and miss will have to do some speaking, and so we want to make sure that they know a little bit of history about Jessup, Georgia. So they will be judged on a question-answer period earlier that day on that Saturday.
When you say teen, is that 13 to 21?
13 to 15 is the teen miss. 16 to 21 is the miss group.
So that 2 different age groups need to bone up on their Jessup history.
Yeah.
Jessup in Wayne County or just Jessup?
Jessup, Wayne County, I think.
And it's not like it's a pop quiz. I mean, it's not, we're not trying to scare them. The commissioners and city manager, mayor, and myself just felt like if we're having somebody represent the city of Jessup, we want to make sure that they are the right person for that. And we want to make sure they can carry themselves and speak in a way that we would be proud that they're going to represent the city of Jessup, whether it's at festivals or parades or wherever on the radio. And so we just want to make sure that they're capable of doing so. And so it's not to intimidate them or to scare them at all. It's
just
not that
they know their history before they go in.
Right.
Okay.
And some of these girls that are going to be competing in this pageant have already done the interview process, so they're familiar with that type of thing. So
they'll be in front of the panel during the day on the 30th.
During the day, we'll have 3 judges, and then we'll have a few city officials that will ask them some questions, and it's just really kind of round robin kind of things, what we call it.
Right.
So we're only limiting each age group to 6 contestants per group.
That's it.
That's
6
it. That's it.
Per. Okay.
6 per.
So only 6 in the final age group from 16 to 21.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do that. Number 1, due to size of the auditorium, but number 2, because it's kind of difficult when you have 8 or 9 or 10, sometimes 20 in a group. I mean, when my daughter competed There was times when she had 20 in her group.
Wow.
And one gets surprised and the rest do not. Little ones don't understand that. It's kind of easier to cut it down and to limit that. And I think it gives it a little more plausibility too when the judges are sitting there looking at 6 little girls versus 20 little girls.
Okay. So what will they be judged on?
They will be judged on beauty, poise, personality, and their overall appearance.
Okay. No talent.
No talent. We're not going to do
no talent. Just
yes.
Okay. Just all those right there.
And
how many different outfits do they wear? They wear sports and formal, or just sports? What?
They will just wear a Sunday best dress.
Just one dress.
Yes.
And that makes the parents happy because they don't have to spend that much money. Just one.
Those pageant dresses are awfully expensive.
Right.
But we are the 10 to 12 age group, 13 to 15, and 16 to 21. They can wear their pageant dresses, if they want to. But they're going to be judged on a pretty dress, but that's not going to be in their overall score. That's a separate thing.
Okay.
So we don't want makeup on these little girls. We want the little girl we see on the stage to be the little girl that's out on the...
So the makeup for what age groups should not happen?
We decided yesterday that makeup is for, we're going to do 7 to 9 and up, age-appropriate makeup.
Okay, 7 and up makeup. Below 7, you don't have to wear makeup.
No, this is a natural pageant. We want to see the little girl that is at the daycare.
Right.
That's what we want to see in our parades, and so we're kind of keeping it that way.
All right. It sounds like y'all got it all figured out and planned out. You're making it easy for the girls. You're making it easy for the parents. All right. How does a parent out there, a grandparent, get their girl involved?
Okay, so we finished our applications yesterday. Micah.
I'm going to put them online on jessupga.gov. So on the city's website, I'll have a link to it on our Facebook as well. And then I'm going to have some printed off, so if they want to just come up to City Hall, they can come pick up a packet there. And there is a $75 entry fee, and it's non-refundable. And then there also, if there is, I'm just going to put this out there is a $50 service fee if a check is returned. So that's kind of the only things we need up front. And then, so that's the application part.
Right.
But the fun stuff that I was going to tell you before is that the winners, they get a prize this year.
They do?
So,
First place, second place, just first place?
So the winner of the Teen Miss, so that's your 13 to 15, they will be awarded a $250 scholarship at the end of her reign.
Right.
And that's contingent upon, that she fulfills her duties.
All right, but
that year.
The reign, they receive $250, okay?
Right. And then the Miss City of Jessup will be awarded a $500 scholarship.
And that's 16 to 21.
Right.
And they get that money at the end of the reign.
Correct.
And they serve for a year, correct?
Yes, they do. So we're very excited that we're able to give some prize money, and I hope, this becomes more and more popular and more girls want to sign up, that, we take more than 6 and, we take 10 or 12, and that we'd be able to give more money, in the future.
Okay. Do you have any sponsors for this yet? Or are you looking for sponsors? Are y'all going to have sponsorship on this any type of way?
Well, with a pageant, most of the time, if we have a business that wants to reach out and do something like that and sponsor the trophies or the crowns or something, that would be wonderful. They would be in our program book.
Okay.
We are going to have program books and sell program books that night. So, we would love to have that, and we welcome that, because pageants are expensive to put on as well as, to compete in. So, with that being said, Micah would handle how they're advertised and things to that nature.
So you just get hold of Micah if there's something, if y'all need help with sponsorship with anything.
Sure.
We do want to add really quickly that this is closed off to Wayne County contestants only.
Okay, now we had a question, folks. If you have any questions or comments for Debbie or Micah about the Miss Jessup contest coming up on September 30th, you can text us. Our main studio and business line is text enabled. Text us at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711 if you have any questions or comments. We've already got a question up here. It says, I've lived here all my life. My granddaughter is 2 and lives in Brunswick. Is she able to be in the contest?
No.
Yeah, I thought from what you just said, they have to be a resident of Wayne County.
Have to be a resident.
Doesn't matter if they're grandparents or aunts, uncles who live here in Wayne County. If the child, the contestant, anywhere from age 0 all the way to 21, must live in Wayne County.
Yes.
Now, if they do go to college and they're still parents here and they're residents of Wayne County, yes.
Yes,
okay.
yes. We want to add to another great opportunity for this pageant is to become a Miss Hospitality Queen. Hospitality Queen, and they can start that now. Once they turn their paperwork in and they know they're going to do this pageant, they can start collecting dollar votes. And the girl that raises the most money will become the Miss Hospitality Queen.
Okay.
And she will be titled just like the baby miss, the wee miss. She will actually go around and do the same things that these other queens do, riding parades and such as that, because she will be the Miss Hospitality Queen. We'll also have 2 People's Choice. People's Choice is we'll have jars outside with the girls' pictures on them, and people can vote, and that's a dollar vote as well. Those are done the night of the pageant. But the Hospitality Queen is a big deal. They can start now, and this is all going back to the city, so
it's all going back into the cost of the pageants.
Yes,
right, because there's a lot of expense there when you're talking about rental of the event, and all the people's got to work it, and all of the printing and all that kind of stuff that you have to do. There's a lot of cost that goes in putting on pageants. You're talking about, all afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and then all the young girls start at 5, and then the older girls at 7. And so it's an expensive event to put on.
It is. And we have very qualified judges coming in. We are going to have a professional photographer. I believe Micah's already lined up.
Maddie Janot, we're so excited to use her this year. Maddie Janot,
okay.
She's a downtown photographer and has a business downtown, and so we're very excited to use her this year for the pageant as well as for Archfest.
Good, you're using a downtown talent that has a business downtown to be the professional photographer. Okay, this all comes up on September 30th, and once again, it's the Miss Jessup contest.
City of Jessup.
Miss City of Jessup contest. Ages 0 to 21. Different age groups in there. The younger age groups start at 5 o'clock on the 30th, right?
Yes.
And then the 16, in the older age group, 13 to 15, and then 16 to 21 start at 7.
Yes. And of course, again, I think we said we were going to start the question answer period for the teen and miss groups around 2 o'clock that day. And we'll have that also at the high school. We don't want to make them run around town, on pageant day. They're nervous enough anyway.
Okay. If you have any questions about this, you can always go to City Hall or call Micah down there. You said the applications are on jessupga.gov.
They will be today.
They will be today. Or you can call the city. You can go by and pick up application packets there at City Hall on East Cherry Street here in Jessup.
Yes.
And that's great. Only 6 contestants per age group. Okay. And how many different age groups are there?
8.
8.
8. Okay. So, a manageable number of girls.
Very manageable.
Okay. And the judges, you got any lined up?
Got our judges lined up.
All ready to go.
All ready to go. Very qualified judges.
Okay. Are you getting help from anyone that is really helping y'all out in any type of way? Just trying to give folks recognition if they're putting in time.
Well, right now, Harriet and I will be doing it. Micah and I have worked together on this paperwork and making sure it's right, and what we want, brought forth is really, highlighted in those areas that we feel concerned about. So, and we do want to say, we just want this to be a fun, natural pageant. We want these girls to know that City of Jessup Queen is something to be proud of. Right. And that's a title that you can really be proud of.
It just kind of replaces the Miss Archfest and gives a title that people can understand.
Absolutely.
Right.
And my daughter was an Archfest queen, so it's this is kind of coming around Robin. She wants to do the pageant, but because I'm involved, she cannot. But she's 14. She don't understand. But I would never want. But we enjoyed our reign as Miss Archfest, and but I do believe that those titles like that are becoming more inconsistent with what we want. And we wanted to bring this back to how they used to do beauty pageants, when you just put on a pretty dress and walked across the stage and, opened your mouth a little bit.
It's kind of like the staff here at the radio station. They don't understand why they can't win prizes.
Well, I would like to win a prize or two sometime.
It's got to be the listeners, It can't be the staff here at the radio station. Just like, your daughter cannot participate because you're involved in the pageant.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. And the best part is, we forgot to say, not because of me, but the MCs for the event, for the pageant, as of right now, unless something were to change, will be myself and our mayor, David Earl Keith.
David Earl.
So we're very, very excited.
Well, good. Got the mayor going to be one of the MCs along with Micah.
Should be entertaining.
Somebody wants to know, no little boys this year.
No boys.
Just girls.
No boys.
Just the girls.
And that may be something that changes in the future, but right now we want to do the Miss City of Jessup.
Miss City of Jessup.
We're trying to line up some very, very awesome entertainment too. So there'll be entertainment in between. Now, we talked about sponsorship earlier. If we have a restaurant would like to sponsor our judges' meal, that would be fabulous too.
If there's a restaurant out there like to sponsor the judges' meal, what would that be, for lunch on Saturday?
Actually, would be in the evening. We'll do snacks through the day, but between that 5 and 7, we will feed them there at the high school.
Oh, you'll feed them there at the high school?
Yeah, we're not
between the different age groups.
Yes.
All right. And you got the auditorium all lined up and ready to go. You got your sound and light guys already lined up.
We do.
Man, y'all got to organize it. Who was the brainchild of this beauty pageant?
Me. I'm just kidding.
Michael,
I'm going to take full credit for that.
Oh,
No. We were, I think, a couple of us at City Hall were just sitting in Rose's office and talking about the pageant and how it's just kind of died off and people haven't been as interested. And what do we do to change that? What do you do? And we said, well, has there ever been a City of Jessup pageant?
Mm-hmm.
Has there ever been a title? And we sat there and thought and said no. So why not? Why not change it?
Well, got something new this year, since there's not going to be a mud bog this year, is there?
There will not.
No mud bogging. That just become too much of a burden for the city, or what?
I wouldn't say it was a burden. It was a lot of fun, and the volunteers that volunteered loved it, and they volunteered their time to be out there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we weren't making money off of it.
Okay.
So a lot of work for nothing much in return, I'll be honest. And so we just kind of had to.
I thought it was always supposed to be a break-even type thing, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, it came pretty close every year, but it's the same volunteer. And other organizations, they can probably say the same thing. It's your same volunteers that volunteer every single event, and they get burnt out at some point.
Yeah.
And so we just had to sit back and look at the cost of the event and what we were getting back in return for it, and we just decided to not do it this year.
Okay,
so you lost one of your major volunteers.
We did lose one of our main volunteers.
Oh, you did?
So
okay.
Which is okay.
All right, somebody just texted in here. It says, thank you for the new format of no makeup. They say they've always said it should be about a beauty pageant, not a makeup contest. So the younger age group from 0 to 7, no makeup.
Yeah.
0 to 6, and then 7 and above.
Yes.
In their age groups will have makeup.
And when we say 7 to 9-year-olds in makeup, we mean like maybe a powder, a little bit of lip gloss.
Yeah.
I don't want,
Make sure their noses don't shine, right?
Yeah. And a little bit of mascara. My daughter's one of those that's never needed mascara, but I always have. So,
Right. Everybody's got a different look to them.
That's it. That's it.
And so that's good. That's really good right there. Y'all put a lot of thought and effort into it. And the pageant's coming up on September 30th, folks. The Miss City of Jessup pageant with all the different age groups from age 0 all the way up to 21. Must be a resident, must live here in Wayne County, unless you're a college student and your parents still live here. You can still consider Jessup and Wayne County your residency.
And we are pushing to make sure our tickets are ready to go August 1st. And so we will start selling tickets for that. If you'd like reserve tickets, or you can have pre-purchased tickets for general admission, which is $7, or reserve seating for $10. So reserve, right there up front. Or the day of the pageant, general admission will be $10. And if we still have reserve seating, it'll be $15 the day of. So get them prior to if you can.
And they're all available at City Hall,
And
right?
they will be available at City Hall.
Are they
August
printed
1st.
up already?
I'm working on that.
You're working on that.
Yeah, so we normally print all that stuff in-house. So we're working on that, and those will be ready to go August 1st.
And it's for all girls in Wayne County, even though they live out in the county.
Yes, sure.
Or Scriven or Odom, it doesn't matter as long as they're a resident of Wayne County.
Correct.
Well, it sounds like a great event. I know that the people are going to be excited about it. Girls will enter. And remember now, folks, they're limiting 6 contestants in each age group. So if you want your the girl or teenage girl or all the way up to 21 be part of this pageant, go ahead and get them signed up. It's $75 to be a contestant, correct?
That's it.
That's it. Just $75 to go into the pageant to make it a great pageant that everybody will like to attend. And the girls will have a reign of 1 year to go to different events, especially the older age group, right?
Yes.
13 to 15, 16 to 21. Bob, questions or comments for our ladies this morning?
Not on the beauty pageant, I do have a question for Micah on this. We're talking about this rezoning request. Do you know where this is located for the veterinary clinic? You don't know where that property is either?
I do not.
What's the address?
Doesn't have an address, just has property rezone 99A-17, J16-58, J16-59 from PRC3. That's where they wanted
Did
it
it
to
say
say.
any Cherry Street, Orange Street, no street, just the...
I should know, they discussed
If
it.
anybody knows where
Your
that...
guess is as good as mine, Bob. No
If
clue.
anybody knows where this new veterinary clinic is requesting for rezoning, you can text us at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. The road that this a new veterinarian trying to come to town?
No, it's the same thing. It's Dr. Hallman. They're opening up a veterinary clinic.
Just a new clinic.
They want to rezone this property for that purpose. So
Okay, are they want a bigger place?
yes, they want a
Bigger place. Okay, they want a bigger place. The same two veterinarians say, just give us a bigger place.
It was on the agenda last meeting. Like I said, no one from the veterinary clinic was there, and people were there to oppose it, so it did not get a motion off the floor. But it's back on the agenda tonight. And again, like I said, I don't know where this property is. I don't.